Hi everybody, I wanted to do a video today because everything I wanted to talk about, I couldn't find a way to write it out in words and bore you to death. And hopefully this video doesn't bore you. But I wanted to talk about the two types of cameras that Evelyn and I use. We're film shooters, which means we shoot film and then we scan it into the computer, but we'll also cover really quick digital photography too as well. Okay? So let's get started. This is 35mm film. It's probably what you're accustomed to seeing, okay? And before the days of digital, this is definitely what you're probably accustomed to seeing. It's really tiny compared to what I'm going to bring up next, and this is what Evelyn and I like to shoot with, medium format. Now, it's a much bigger film than 35mm. In fact, this is 6 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters, and this camera over here will shoot 6 centimeters by 7 centimeters. So the negative that this produces is huge. I guess you could say size matters with this, but definitely with film photography. Before we get into the medium format cameras, I wanted to talk about what you've become accustomed to is the 35mm camera system. And you can see, I don't know if this makes the camera frame, but you can see from late 1960 all the way up to 2012, 2013, they really haven't changed that much, okay? In fact, I'm going to take these two right here, my glasses. I'm going to take these two right here, I'm going to hold them up. And most of you probably can't tell which one is the film camera and which one's the digital camera. But if I turn them around, you're going to see that this one over here has an LCD screen. In other words, you take the picture and you can see it right away. Whereas this one doesn't. This one has where you can load the film in the back. We prefer this one. Evelyn and I prefer this one over the digital for various reasons. I can get into that into another post, but we find film a lot more forgiving. But let's not forget that we start off with film, we scan it in, and the product that you see is digital. So we start off analog and we end up in the digital realm. Now that we've talked about the 35mm, I want to talk about the fun stuff, the medium format cameras, and this is what Evelyn and I prefer. Before I get into this, I do want to note that these little cameras are very fast, okay? And you're not going to get the speed out of these cameras over here, and you'll see that in a second. Let's talk about medium format, so we can push that off to the side. But I want to talk about something really quick. They do make medium format cameras that look like 35mm cameras. The difference is in the size, okay? This one's clearly bigger, and that does matter in when you're talking film photography. But check this out. This is really cool. I wanted to show this to you. This is not just a film camera. This is where we store the film, okay? But you notice there's a big empty space right here. Well, I can take this digital back and I can place this on here, and suddenly we have a digital medium format camera. And yes, size still matters even in the digital realm, okay? That's why they have these. Pixel count, pixel quality, different field. I don't want to get into that right now, but what I can tell you is size does matter. However, size does slow you down. Well, my camera of choice, which is a Mamiya RZ67, this takes a 6x7 camera, hence the 67. But let me tell you, this thing is a tank, and it's all manual, and it's slow, but it takes the most beautiful picture that you can imagine. In fact, I think about 90% of the pictures up to this point on the blog were taken by this camera via film. You can put a digital back on it. I can use this handheld, okay? You look down here to shoot the picture, and it focuses like this with the bellows focusing, so you get really tight in the precision focusing right there. But you need to use this if you're learning. Use a tripod with this, and you'll thank yourself. Just thank yourself later for that. Or try to handhold it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Evelyn prefers this. They make little grips that you can hold onto the side, and it just attaches on the bottom here. Like I said, they're completely modular. I'm going to take it apart really quick to show you the box inside. This is the film back right here, and that's it right there. One thing I do want to note that's really cool about this camera, you know how when you take a picture sometimes you turn it sideways and you do this, portrait, landscape, or whatever. This camera, all you do is turn the back. Okay, so if I want a portrait, it's in portrait mode. If I want a landscape, it's in landscape mode now. Okay, you shoot the picture and you wind it like that. and it's just a great. If you want that analog old feel, this is the camera to shoot. Color, digital, black and white, anything right here, and I'll be back and I'll cover everything that we went over briefly.
Camera just stepped out, so I thought I'd let you see this. My camera, on this handle, it has a little button that you can push to actually take a picture. That's really, really cool. I didn't know if you knew that yet. But anyway, even though these are tanks, they do have a strap that you can wear. It pulls on your neck. You may not want to do that, but it's still really, really a cool camera. Even if it's heavy, you're going to really enjoy this camera once you get used to it. I mean, my arms were killing me, but think of the muscle tone you get. It's still a great camera, so I'd give it a try anyway, and keep your tripod in hand, okay? Okay, let's wrap this up. So, points are 35mm film, smaller than medium format film, which is 6 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters, and this camera over here takes a 6 centimeter by 7 centimeter picture. So we're going smallest to large. Size does matter when it comes to film, and quite frankly I think size actually matters when it comes to digital as well, and we're not talking pixels there. 35mm hasn't changed that much, okay, even from film to digital. Medium format over here, this camera hasn't changed that much either, and over here this camera definitely hasn't changed at all. These are hybrids, they can go both ways, but these can't over here. And to sum it up, it's a box, that's all it is, okay? You're paying for pixels, I guess, at this point, if you want to get into that. But that's a whole different blog. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something about the different types of cameras. Please let me know, fill out the box right there below, okay? And I'd love to hear from you. Ask all the questions you want. See ya.